Today is Monday, April the 8th, and we can see that the advancers and the decliners, as tracked by FinViz here, were 3,655 advancing, but 3,500 declining. So it was pretty much of a toss-up, very close. We went into the day with the market oscillator creeping up towards the top of the mid-range, which is bound, which bounds zero on either side. We're probably going to see today, we needed a difference of 617 between the advancers and decliners that are on, this is just on the New York Stock Exchange, so there's far fewer than what you see here, which is represented about 7,000 stocks. We're probably going to see not much of a change in the McClellan oscillator. It might tick up. Well, 617 is unchanged, so probably not going to change much. But what we did notice on the S&P, we're looking at the weekly chart. We've been looking at it now for quite some time. We start off the week green, just a little bit higher than the previous week. We're only up 3 points, but the Chiku span did what we was hoping it would do, and it stopped just on top of this candle. This will be a spring-loaded launching pad for it. It could take us all the way up to 29.32, which was the previous high, as long as it maintains support on the top of that candle. So now let's move to Apple. Apple has moved into this gap from November the 9th to the 12th. November the 9th to the 12th. So over the weekend, Friday and a Monday, we had that drop, and we've moved into this gap zone now, and it's a couple of things are happening, right? It's $200.43. 200 is the number where sellers sit around. 202.62 is going to mark the top of that gap. Let's just look at the 5-minute chart and see what happened at $200. So right there at $200, the first time it hit, people started selling at $199.95, and they kept selling every time it hit $199.95. And then there were sellers, they exhausted the sellers, so they started selling at $205, and the sellers were gone by $340, finished the day with a little bit of a gain. Over 200, I mean. So look, if you think that making money is as easy as it's been since I started making these videos, it's not. And it's going to change. But for the time being, we're enjoying things moving up. Gold, let's just take a look at gold on a daily basis, because we see it popped above the cloud, and we see that the Chiku span has ended up above these candles. So now this is going to provide, these candles over the coming days are going to provide support. It doesn't mean we won't have a drop to get support to these candles here, but as time goes on, these candles will start to become support for the Chiku span, and we'll see correspondingly price moving up. So gold is moving up, and the market is barely moving up today. So it's an indecisive market, isn't it? Caterpillar has closed the gap on Friday, pulled back a little bit today, which is what you see. You always see sellers sitting at the top of the gap, but we're still on our way to 149.52, and we closed the day just below 140. We're having a tough time holding above 140 because that was the top of the gap. Intel Corporation had a good day, didn't start off good, but it had a good day, so we're still holding all of the position that we have. Last time I tried to buy was just when it crossed over 55. I tried to buy it below 55 and wasn't able to. This was on Friday. It never came down to my 54.85 to let me buy. If it does come back to that level, that will probably be an opportunity to buy, but I'll be making that decision on a 15-minute time frame probably. So we're looking at the 15-minute cloud tomorrow as being pretty thin, pretty thin. WDC didn't do much today. Let's look at it on a daily basis. Ended up at the top. So sort of a hangman type of iron cross here. So that's the summary for today. What do we expect tomorrow? Because we saw gold go up, we saw the advancers and decliners mixed, and we saw the S&P 500 move up only 3 points. We are going to probably continue a slow grind towards 29.31. We finished at 28.95, almost 2900. So 2900 would be a bit of a psychological barrier. But we should continue to move up towards 29.31.